Alright, I just got this today. And I also have this back here. I'm gonna open up later. Gonna angle it there. So then I need to use something to open it up. So I hate these string type tapes. Let's see. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I hate when that happens, when it just tops over. I'm gonna push that back so I don't knock it again. So oh wait, the other side. I need to get the other side. They put a lot of tape into this. This one's very massive. Because of one thing. I'm not actually. It's just actually literally on the floor. I didn't actually. I'm not actually propping this on anything. Do we really have double tape on this? Whoa. Okay, I was not expecting that. Let me make sure. Make sure that. Oh, my God. That was hard to open. Bunch of bubble wrap. Whiteboard. Oh my God, did they not take the stand apart? Did they not take the stand off? They did protect the monitor. Wait, because this is actually one of these tiny one computers. So let me take this off. There we go. That's kind of annoying that because this type is actually designed to come off. So I go ahead and push this clip. Yeah, look. They just left it in. Oh well. This is not exactly the one I see. The one I see is a different resolution. This is 1080p. So I do need to take this one off. So I don't think that's gonna work in here, and I guess I just slide it like this. That's pretty easy, actually. Now I believe there's supposed to be a power cord that's supposed to come with this. Yes. $90. Not surprising. Not surprising there's 90 watts going in here. Now, even though I'm pretty sure they sanitize everything, I'm still going to sanitize it. Where is the pick part? Oh. No, I wanted to take one, not all of it. There we go. Now, with this type of monitor, this entire power cord is all you need to power up the entire monitor. So let me actually wipe the back now. So this has the power end and USB, which USB is not needed for using the really slim PC in it. It's by electric. I'm surprised no one else got this, but if I pop this open now, there's a button right here, and apparently I think that's actually how to secure it. Sync. Whoa. Okay, I'm really. Okay. I believe this you screw in. This is part supposed to be to secure the PC in. 2 of them. Yeah. And now this speaker on the monitor will actually be connected to the computer. That's actually pretty easy. Just slide it in. And then it's secured with these 2 mounting screws here. And I just close this one out. So, okay, so the hub only has 1 port, which I guess is not that surprising, but now the real test is to make sure that the monitor came in without any scratches. Get that box out of the way. My room's getting kind of a mess. Let's see what happens when I plug this in. Okay, so I have a feeling that since I connected this, it's also going to make it so that this power button on the monitor will also do the power button on the sync center. So I believe that's what it does. Because the DisplayPort can do more than your sync. So yeah, it's already booting up. So that's perfect. I guess the image did was 11. I guess I imaged it with this was Windows 11. Perfect. Now I don't really have a keyboard and mouse to use it for now, but this is a 1080p display, and already that was so easy. So now if I press this, yeah, look at that. I'm pretty sure I put it into sleep mode. It did. It did. If I press it again, it should wake the computer up. And if I hold it, it should actually force the computer to turn off. Yeah, look at that. So, because I've seen these MPCs, not this monitor, but the one that's high resolution. So that's how they do it. So I didn't really, at first I thought you actually had to push the power on the back. No, the power on the monitor can also work as well. So now the thing is, let me just slide this out, which means I will have to unscrew the holding screws. All right. So I guess to take it out, you push from the back hard. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy. So push it again. So that is actually really, really easy. So I'm gonna push it again. So I need to actually pull this out. So that's kind of interesting. I bet it's actually from the DisplayPort connection. I think that's how it works. It's from the DisplayPort connection. So I believe that's what it is, because we do have the power cord on the bottom, DisplayPort in the middle, and USB on the top, which it does technically do USB, but I believe it's just the DisplayPort that does it, because the DisplayPort can do more than you think. It can do touch control, so I don't believe it's a USB, because how can you power things up using USB? But I believe they use DisplayPort. That's kind of easy, and also it allows you to. It also vents it out really well and holds it pretty well in. So push it back in. It goes right in. So, and the securing screws are just there to secure it. And of course, when I plugged it in, it turned itself on. So. It's only one USB port instead of 2, which is kind of interesting. So I just heard it boot into Windows. Let's see. Can we close this? There. once you hit that click, it's in. So that's kind of interesting. So now let's push this down. That's kind of interesting. So we also have a stand for like an iPad, I guess. So, and it's kind of nice right there. I will need to get the keyboard and mouse plugged in. We do have a camera, unfortunately, not Windows Hello supported. But look at that. So we already have a computer, basically, now I basically have an all-in-one computer just by getting this monitor. Right. Where was I? All right. I'm gonna push it off this side. Ow. Land on my leg. Now this one. So. And I'm gonna put my camera off to the side. All right, back. Wow. Again. Okay, so this time because this is the same laptop. I returned the other one because I realized it was a TN panel. So we got the power supply. This is the 90-watt one. Nice. Ah, yes. Still the same weight. So let's put it up to the side. I won't need to throw away my boxes because you see I can't really get out now. Let's see here. This foam I could just tear off. They use it to protect the lid, protect the keyboard and the screen. Just open. This one's much more cleaner. Of course, wiping this and the charger itself. Now I know another YouTuber who has this, upgraded from an HP 2000. So I don't like how the Ethernet cable is a cheap one, but it does work. It's just that I gotta be careful with it. So, all right. Before I do anything, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check the SSD in here. So, this is the thing was removable. I'm not gonna remove that yet. Because the previous one had a SATA SSD. Let's hope this one has an NVMe SSD. All right. We just need a pick to open these up. And also we possibly need a pry pick to get it to open, or a spudger. Let me make sure that's unscrewed actually. Yeah, it was unscrewed. Nowadays, just make sure that we unscrew all the screws. Seems like we have done it now. Oh wow, that was much more easier. I know the screw just popped off. But oh, well. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Ooh, I'm a bit skeptical with this SSD. So we do have, let's take out the battery actually. It does say on the battery, disconnect the battery before accessing any parts. I'm going to disconnect that. Let's take a look at the RAM. All right, I do have another 16 gig stick to put in. So I'll be putting that in now. And get that. Because since these screws are not captive, yeah. Whoa, it's getting up very easily. Okay, so good. Wait, Intel? This is it. Whoa! I was not expecting this. It's an Intel drive. Wait, is it Optane? Is this Intel Optane? Doesn't look like it's Optane though. See, normally it will say Optane on here. Ooh, but this kind of looks like an Optane drive. But it would normally say it's an Optane, but it's just an Intel drive. So at least this one here is a NVMe drive. So at least this one here is an NVMe drive. So that's at least good. We do have a place for a hard drive here, and we can also replace this NVMe SSD with a SATA SSD if we ever wanted to, but I didn't decide to do so. And I screwed that back in. So it does advertise on the battery itself. So I'm going to show it to you. So on the battery, it does say disconnect before activating 4 devices, which I did. And then when you get back in, you need to make sure you push it in. Push it in to where it works. Now it does flex a little bit, but don't worry. As long as it doesn't flex massively, it should be fine. Now the Wi-Fi card we have, yeah, just a standard dual band, which I believe I can swap over to. I don't think on this model has. I don't know if this one has CMUI. I don't think so. I hope it's not so. Because CMUI, then it is limited, so. So at least the one here is an NVMe SSD. It is a full size though, so I didn't decide to replace it. And one screw actually fell out. I believe these are supposed to be captive. They seem to be captive. Alright, so now I shut the battery in all the way so I can turn the computer on. Yes. Oh, the button on this one does feel much more stiffer. So now we actually should have a IPS panel on this one. It is 1080p, so we should have an IPS panel. I have a feeling someone forced it to turn off. That's why it just turned off right there. So let's see. We do have a webcam privacy code, which is kind of handy. So this one doesn't actually have the SIM card slot. It's just the cover. Placeholder. Now the reason it's taking a little bit a while because it's RAM training. Now it doesn't show it on this computer, but see the RAM training is pretty fast, and it will also alert me that the RAM change. Also, look, it is definitely an IPS panel because it looks a lot better. Yeah, look at that. It looks a lot better. Of course, not touchscreen. This never touch. Are you? Ooh, these have dead pixels. I did not even realize this has dead pixels. I think it was in the listing. I just didn't notice. I believe it was in the listing, so I just didn't notice it. But then again, I don't think it was stated. Luckily, this seller does have a guarantee of it, so yeah. It does have Windows 11. You can't really tell it is a bit like dead picture, but it's definitely an IPS panel. Now, I don't think dead pixels are supposed to be on the computer, so I may have to contact the seller about it. And the seller may send a replacement unit. I just have to possibly return this unit back. It is an Core i5 V Pro 8 Gen. So it does support Windows 11. Yeah, it's definitely an IPS panel, because normally here it will look super worse. Like, it's not. It's definitely IPS. Yeah, look how good that display is. Yeah, we do have dead pixels here, because those are definitely dead pixels. Those are definitely dead pixels. And yeah, I can't fix it with it's not pressure, it's just those pixels are dead. But to be honest, it is there, so it's from viewing angle, so I may not even care about it. So I can actually show you the listing. This is my X1 Carbon Gen 9. What? Really? It just goes to local account? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it was going to go to local account instantly. Wow. Huh. It shut down. Weird. It's not... I'm pretty sure I had this on. It must have shut down because of thermal problems or something. I don't know. So I'm not quite sure why it shut down. Now, this only has the PCIe 3 interface for some reason, but it has a PCIe 4 SSD in. Come on. Oh, okay. So... mute that. Let me go to here. Let me take a look at this. So this is the listing here. Ah, so the dead pictures were there. I didn't notice it. So it was in the image. So okay, I guess that's what I get for getting this one. So I wonder what version this is on. Because why did it go into a local account instantly? That did not seem right. Why did it go to local account instantly? This is basically my first ever Dell laptop. First ever Dell laptop I actually own. It's kind of nice that they provided me with a charger that's at least 90 watts. And by the way, for that other charger, I placed it on that other charger, but I left it in the locker and just let it return because, yeah, I didn't need it. And, yeah, that's why. So that's kind of weird. Now, this only came with Windows 10 OEM, obviously, because of the CPU. But it does work for Windows 11, especially on 32 gigabytes of RAM. I believe 8 Gen and 9 Gen were the only ones that can support SATA. Then 10th Gen, they eliminated it. So let me take a look at the specs. Dual Wi-Fi. So let's go to about. Oh, that's really unexpected. That's totally unexpected. So it's definitely Windows 11 Pro, but look at the version. That was completely unexpected. So this the listener I got it from wasn't that old. Holy crap. I did not expect that. I really did not expect that this was actually going to be 25 H2. That's a really nice surprise.